एक second. Don't scroll this video. I know exactly what happened today in your class. Teacher wrote Karmdharya on the board and even you copied it in your notebook. But you had zero idea about it. Am I right? So, in this one video, we are going to cover the remaining three types of samas, Karmdharya, Bahuvrihi, Avivibhav with easy English, no ratta, no confusion, just with pure logic. And by the end of this video, you are going to identify easily samas in your board exam. That's my promise. And at 9 minutes, I'm going to show you one master shortcut that will exactly work for all samas type questions. So stay with me and trust on me. So namaskara, vanakkam, North and South students sabhi ke liye welcome back to Hindi Simplified X. Before we start, 60-second recap. If you have missed the day 1, you need this. Day 1 we covered what is samas, what are the types of samas, and then we have discussed about tatpurus, dvand and dvigu samas. Now what is samas? Samas, where the two words combine together, it forms a new word with new meaning. Then what is tatpurus samas? Tatpurus samas, where the two words are there and the second word always win, it acts like a king over there. Example, Raj Marg. Here the Marg wins and it acts like a king. Then we have discussed about Dwan Samas, where the both words have equal importance and both the words acts like a king over there. For example, Bhai, Behan, Ma, Baap, Din, Rat, right? Then we have discussed about Dvigu Samas, where the first word is itself a number. Example, Trikon, Saptrisi, Navratri. Now, today we are going to cover the remaining three types of samas. So let's go and check it out. Yes, Karmadharya, a big scary name, right? When we hear the name, it sounds like a rocket science formula. But let me decode it today with super simple rule. Here, the first word is always a Visheshan. Now, Visheshan means adjective, means the one which is describing the word. Think of it in English. For example, blue sky. Here, blue is an adjective, right? So, adjective is called as Visheshan. So, here blue is describing about the sky and sky is a noun, right? Now, in Hindi, same logic applies. Think of it Neela Akas. Here, Neela is Visheshan, an adjective. Here, Akas is a noun, means Sangya. So, here the first word is describing about the second word. The blue is describing about the sky. Here, the Neela is describing about the Akas. So, when the first word describes the second, it is Karm Dhare Samas. Now, let's discuss Karm Dhare Samas with three examples and note it down in your notebook. So the first example is Pila Patta. Here Pila means yellow. So yellow is describing about Patta and Patta is what? It's a leaf. So here an adjective is describing about a noun. So it is Karmdharya Samas. Next is Mahapurus. Maha means Mahan, great. So here greatness is shown about a man. So here greatness is an adjective while a man is a noun. So obviously it is Karmdharya Samas. Next one is Chandramukhi, means Chandra means moon and Mukh means face. So here it shows as a moon-like face. So here the first word is describing about what? About a face. So that is a Karmdharya Samas. So check out the pattern. The first word always describes and that is your exam clue for Karmdharya Samas. Okay, this one. This is the one which confuses almost everyone, including me in class 9. So, Bahuvrihi Samas. It is completely different from Karmdhare Samas. And here is the reason. In Bahuvrihi Samas, the two words completely directs to some other thing. Here, the meaning does not come from the either of the word directly. It points out entirely to a different thing. Think like a nickname, where it is entirely different from your real name. So it's a nickname and not a literal description about that word. That is Bahuvrihi Samas. So let's take the example Neelkant. Neel means blue and Kant means throat. But wait, Neelkant is describing about a blue throat? No. Neelkant means a person who has blue throat. So that person is Lord Shiva. So here the Samas word points out to a third entity, that is Bahuvrihi Samas. Now here is the big question. How will you identify? So I understand Bahuvrihi Samas with my Wala test. So let's check it out. What is that Wala test? So whenever word is there, you expand that word. If it says jiska or jiske, it points to something else. It is Bahuvrihi. For example, Neelkant. So Neelkant Wala. Here, he who has blue throat. So Lord Shiva, Bahuvrihi Samas. Then Pitambar, Peet Ambar Wala. He who wears yellow. So who is he? Lord Vishnu, Bahuvrihi Samas. Then Dashashan, Das Anan Wala. He who has 10 faces. Who is he? He is Ravana. So it is Bahuvrihi Samas. Now here is an exam trap for you all. Student always confuses between Karamdhare Samas and Bahuvrihi Samas. Now how will you identify? So what happened? The word will remain same, but you have to identify the samas on the basis of sentence. Let's check it out. For example, Neelkant as Karmdharya. So literally meaning a blue throat. So about the throat itself, it is Karmdharya Samas. Now let's check Neelkant as Bahuvrihi, the one with a blue throat, that is about Lord Shiva. So have you checked the difference? Here in the first example, we are discussing about the throat, while in the second example, we are discussing about the third entity. So here the context decides that what kind of samas it is. So whenever this question comes in the exam, read the full question. Accordingly to the question, identify which samas it is. Now, next one is Avevi Bhav Samas. Here is a very simple, the easiest samas of all samas. Here, the first word is always boss and it remains unchanged. So, very simple rule. Whenever you see these words, which is away, you can easily say that it is Avevi Bhav Samas. Now, what is that word? The word is Prati, Yatha, Anu, Up, Jis, Su, Abhi. So, if you see if you see one of these words at the start, just close your eyes and write it Avevi Bhav Samas. So 1 marks full guarantee. Now you must be thinking, ma'am, show me some examples. Don't worry, I will show you examples also. So let's check the example. The first one is Prati Din. So here Prati is boss and it never change. It means every day. So it is Avevi Bhav Samas. Then second one Yatha Sakti. So here Yatha is boss. So Avevi Bhav Samas and it means according to ability. Then third one is Anurup. Here Anu is boss and it is Avevi Bhav Samas and Anurup means according to him. So here Prati, Yatha and Anu always acts like a boss in the word. Now let's have a recap whatever we have understood with the comparison chart. So screenshot this. So Karmdharya Samas, when the first word is always adjective and it describes about the second word, so it is Karmdharya Samas. So what is the signal you can look over here? You will look for a describing or quality words. For example, Pila Patta, Mahapurush, Chandra Mukhi. Now next one is Bahuvrihi Samas. Here the both words represent a third thing, a person. It can be a person, it can be object. And what rule applies over here? Wala test. Apply Wala test. For example, Neelkant. So Neelkant Wala, Pitambar Wala, Das Anand Wala. So that is Bahuvrihi Samas. Then third one is Avevi Bhav Samas. Here the first word always remain Ave. For example, Prati, Yatha, Anu, Up. So what is the signal? What is the rule for this? Spot the Ave words. Blindly you can write Avevi Bhav Samas and their 1 marks is full guaranteed for you. For example, Pratidin, Yatha Sakti, Anurup. Okay, here it is you waited for. Ask yourself this one question. Whenever you see any kind of samas question, you ask yourself this first thing. So, what is the first word doing over there? When the first word describes the second word, it is Karmdharya Samas. When the first word is away, kind of Prati, Yatha, Yanu, Anu, it is Avevi Bhav Samas. When the both word point to a third thing, it is Bahuvrihi Samas. And when the first word is a number, it is Dvigu Samas. And if the second word is linked to the first word with Karak, Ka, Ke, Ki, then it is Tat Purus Samas. So you can screenshot this and save it in your files. This is easiest formula which you can easily identify the Samas question in your board exam. Now it's a game time. I will ask you a word, you pause, you guess, I reveal. So here is the four questions. Let's go. So first question is Chakra Pani. So let's do the Vigra. Chakra plus Pani. He who holds a chakra. That is your hint. Think about it. So the answer is Bahu Vrihi Samas. It points to Lord Vishnu. So here we will put Wala test. Chakrapani Wala. So Lord Vishnu. Then second one, Prati Vasam. So here is the hint. Starts with Prati. Yes, the answer is Avevi Bhav Samas. Here Prati is away and it's a boss word. Then now the third question, Pitambar. Here the hint is Pit means yellow. It is talking about a third entity and it is Lord Vishnu. So it is Bahu Vrihi Samas. Now next the question 4. Priyadasi. Yes, Priya means dear. It's an adjective. It is describing about a noun. Darshi means one who can see. So here adjective is describing about a noun. So it is Karm Dharya Samas. So here we go. We scored 4 out of 4 marks. So from this, it is clear that you all are exam ready for the Samas question. So at last, let us recap what we did the 3 types of Samas. The first one is Karm Dharya Samas. Here, the first word describes about the second. Here, the first word is adjective and it is describing about a noun. So it is Karm Dharya Samas. The next one is Bahuvrihi Samas. It is talking differently about a third entity, applies here Wala test every time. Then the third one is Avevi Bhav Samas. Here the first word will always remain away. Example, Prati, Yatha, Anu. So here the first word is a boss word. So here is the master question for you all. Whenever the question comes in your exam, you just ask from the question that what is the first word doing. That will only give the answer for your Samas type. Now the 3 things which you have to do. If this video has really helped you, then subscribe to Hindi Simplified X and then share it to one of your friend and comment me how much you have understood out of 10. And in the next video, we are going to cover day 3 of Samas to discuss one shot for all the 6 types of Samas with board level questions and examples. So this is the most important video before your board exam. So don't miss it and see you in the next video.